June 10th or 11th, 323 BCE, one of history's greatest conquerors, Alexander the Great, lay dying in his palace in Babylon. The once mighty warrior who had built an empire, stretching from Greece to India, was now feverish, weak, and unable to move. After 12 days of intense suffering, he could no longer speak, and soon he was gone. But what exactly killed him? Was it natural illness, a deadly poison, or even something more mysterious? Over 2,000 years later, the cause of Alexander's death remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Let's dive deep into the final days of Alexander the Great and examine the many theories about what really happened. And if you're a fan of historical mysteries like this, click that subscribe button to keep up with our future releases. Alexander the Great was at the height of his power in 323 BCE. He had never lost a battle, conquered vast lands, and was preparing for his next campaign, an invasion of Arabia. But by the end of May, his health began to fail. According to ancient accounts, Alexander attended a banquet at the palace of Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon. After drinking a large cup of unmixed wine, he suddenly screamed in pain and collapsed. Over the next 12 days, his condition worsened. He developed a high fever. He suffered from severe abdominal pain. He became progressively weaker, to the point where he could no longer move or speak. By the end, his body was completely paralyzed, yet his mind remained alert. Then, on June 10th or 11th, at just 32 years old, Alexander the Great took his last breath. His death shocked his generals, his empire, and the world. But how could such a young, seemingly healthy warrior king die so suddenly? Many believe it wasn't just fate, but foul play. The first and perhaps most dramatic theory is poisoning. According to ancient rumors, Alexander was assassinated by one of his closest men. Some sources even claim the culprit was his own general, Antipater, possibly under orders from Aristotle himself. The theory suggests that Alexander's sudden collapse after drinking wine was due to a slow-acting poison, possibly strychnine or hellebore. However, there's a problem with this theory. Most poisons of the time would have killed Alexander much faster, within hours or a day, not 12 days. Some historians believe that if poison was used, it had to be something extremely rare or a slow-acting toxin that modern science hasn't identified. So while murder isn't impossible, the lack of fast-acting symptoms makes this theory controversial. Another leading theory is that Alexander didn't fall to an assassin's poison, but to nature itself. Babylon, where Alexander died, was a hot, marshy city filled with stagnant water, the perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes and bacteria. Some researchers believe that Alexander contracted malaria or typhoid fever, both of which could cause high fever and chills, abdominal pain, weakness and delirium, and a slow, painful decline over several days. This theory matches many of Alexander's symptoms, and we know that both malaria and typhoid were common in ancient Mesopotamia. Could this have been an unfortunate case of bad luck rather than a premeditated assassination? But what if Alexander wasn't poisoned or infected, but instead suffered from a rare autoimmune disease? In recent years, some medical experts have suggested that he may have had Guillain-Barre syndrome. A rare disorder that attacks the nervous system, GBS can be triggered by infections and causes paralysis and muscle weakness, difficulty breathing, and an alert mind but an unresponsive body. This would explain why Alexander's body was paralyzed, but his mind remained sharp until the very end. Even more chilling, some researchers believe this condition might have slowed down Alexander's bodily decay, leading to another shocking mystery. One of the strangest details about Alexander's death is what happened immediately after. Ancient accounts say that 6 days after he died, his body showed no signs of decay. This led some to believe that Alexander was more than a man, perhaps even a god. But modern science offers another explanation. Guillain-Barre syndrome, or certain fevers, can slow the decomposition process, making it seem like a person isn't truly dead right away. Could this mystery be proof of an unusual medical condition, or is it just another legend added to Alexander's legacy? More than 2,000 years later, the true cause of Alexander the Great's death still remains a mystery. Was he poisoned by his own men? Did he succumb to malaria or typhoid? Or was it something far rarer, like Guillain-Barre syndrome? We may never know for sure, but one thing is certain: Alexander's death changed history. His empire collapsed within a few decades, and the world was never the same again. So what do you think killed Alexander the Great? Let us know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more dives into history's greatest mysteries. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop seeking the truth. Thank you for watching.